Okay, yeah. So
No, it's just like what I said. Gene, can you help me stop killing people? 10 seconds later, why aren't you helping me? I'm like, well, you just tried to kill people 10 seconds ago.
don't question logic in this thing. It's just
You know what's bad is the fact that your thumbnail is much better than their movie posters.
like you what's
I mean, it is the movie poster.
Oh,
no because wait no I thought
It's what these, you know, the way they make it a landscape one.
oh
They've just done that.
oh well I haven't seen that poster because the only one I see in theaters is the one with the her like floating or whatever and there's an X behind her.
Yeah.
So I don't think this is the one that they put in cinemas. Even if it is, though, who's going to notice it? Because this film bombed.
yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's made less than the first one 20 years ago.
It's bad.
It's real bad.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's bad in every single imaginable version of the word bad, like from box office to the actual film itself. This is a spoiler cast, but I don't really know what's to spoil. Like, hey, spoiler alert, they're not coming back ever. So
Spoiler alert, we saw this movie already.
they dead.
X3.
Yeah, but X3 was better.
It was.
Yeah, it was. It
Yeah, it
really
was.
was.
Brett
Which is
Ratner is over
something,
there
yeah.
dancing in jail. Is he in jail for like the like trying to solicit women and like banging them or what?
I'm not. I don't know if he is.
Okay, well,
He should be. I mean, to be fair, if like Weinstein can get out, like
oh, true. Well, to the I guess to his credit, Brett Ratner made a better Dark Phoenix movie than this thing. Where do we even start with this movie? Like, I don't even.
Start how it ends. Flying away
so.
from
Let's
it.
talk about the Dark Knight Rises then.
Gene became Space Jesus.
But, like, what I don't get is like, sure, we're just going to jump right to the end here. Like, the entire movie is not called the Phoenix. She's only called the Phoenix once as a fucking joke,
Yup.
and then she's a giant space bird. It's like, why?
But what?
But
what? Like celestial being are the Skrull that we cannot call Skrull?
They are called the Dabari.
Yeah,
Like,
they changed that up.
In defense of them, the Dabari are important to the one issue that they appear in the Dark Phoenix saga.
They weren't important here.
Nope. I don't know. Like, they're obscure. They're like the obscure of the obscure. I don't know if they've got shapeshifting powers in the comics or not.
I mean,
But
it seems like when they had to remove the Skrulls, they literally flipped through the book and they landed on a random alien.
Yeah.
That's them. That's them. Like.
Yeah. And they are called the asparagus people in the comics.
Oh. Now, did you like the subtlety at the end of the movie? Like, right before the Phoenix flies up above them, like Charles and Magneto playing chess, they were at a French cafe called Old Friends Cafe.
Oh.
Ha 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 ha! Ha! Kimberg! You son of a bitch.
I mean, to be fair, you had to age them up to like a 2000 movie somehow, so that's probably a way to do it. It's a really bad pun.
Too much sun wrinkled them.
Well, I don't know if anybody noticed this, but between takes, Charles Xavier, his mustache and peach fuzz kept coming back. So, at one point, McAvoy was just like, look, I'm not shaving for this part. So it's like he's talking, then the camera cuts, and it's like, wait a minute, he's clean shaved again.
Can we all just point out the fact that he tries to stand up on the train?
Yeah, he does. He tries to stand up, and then he pushes himself down.
It's just like, how uninvested do you have to be in this movie? Like, sure, like you weren't going to come back out afterwards anyway, but like, come on, like he played the paraplegic for years at this point. You should know.
I will say he did look so bored and sick of life,
Yeah.
throughout the entire movie.
I mean, can you really blame him? They just shat on him for no reason. Like, sure, what he did was bad to Jean. But that's the entire movie being like, you're not helping out. It's like, I'm crippled. What do you want me to do?
Like, I was surprised that he wasn't actually drinking on set during that.
I know.
I think he was.
He probably was.
Why are the X-Men called the X-Men, Charles? It's because your name. No! We've went over this 3 movies before this. What? God damn.
See, like, I don't like using the term forced for something like that. This does not help that situation. Because she says the women save everyone. Only one woman did something in space. The rest were the guys. And it's like, say, if you wanted to have weight, put it in a scene where the women did more.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and also you sat there and you killed the character who originally had better everything. Back when it was Rebecca Romaine Stamos.
Oh, yeah.
She had actual character and depth, and you wanted to get to know her.
And acting.
And acting. And when she lost her powers, you actually felt bad for her. And then this movie, it's just like, oh, you killed her? Oh, thank God.
But this movie...
See, I didn't even have that. I was just like, oh, she died.
But this movie also forgot that the Phoenix literally appears in Apocalypse. Like, like full on. That's how they take down Apocalypse.
I mean, you say that this movie retcons Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
How was Jean there? How are any of them there? They all, 2 of them retired and 1 of them's dead.
I mean, you say that, but we even have this scene where I don't know how someone said, "Yeah, that's good," where they made a paraplegic force him to walk on screen.
That was a horrific scene.
So unnecessary.
And he's feeling like pain. I'm like, but he's paraplegic.
Yeah. It's just like I get you wanted to have like she's bad. Look at this, but she snaps out of it 6 seconds later on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you just didn't need to just lift him up and drag him across. You don't have to make him walk.
And don't forget, like 15 seconds before that, she outright kills Magneto, who's back in the next scene with a scratch because of reshoots.
Yeah, it's like, let's hang on his face because he's clearly dead. And it's like, oh no, I'm back. No.
Well, it's like they captured them all in that stupid house, right? And then they're like, load them up into this car, and then the car transforms to the train, and then. There's infinite number of not Skrulls. I can't remember their name. Not the Jabari, because that's Black Panther. Whatever.
Dabari.
Okay, so generic aliens are storming that train. But if you pay attention to the train carts,
they're made out of metal, and you have Magneto on them.
And not just that. Pay attention to what happens to the count of them as they get destroyed, because they don't know math. I noticed this while watching. I was like, wait a second, what just happened to those carts? And then at one scene, a cart resurrects itself somehow, and then it's gone in the next one. So clearly they were doing one of those aerial establishing shots, but they didn't realize that they spliced it in at the wrong part. So
here's the answer. The train's actually a mutant that can regrow carts.
Oh!
Solved.
Did you notice, like, I sat there and I'm like, wow, way to make this such an inhumane, like, scene. When they captured them all, they literally were dragging them. But I want to know how these, like, little one stick military person per person was dragging them on the ground. I'm like, half of them are knocked out, can't move. So that means it's dead weight. So they technically almost weigh more. And you have one person that's not a mutant able to just go, hey, I'm gonna just.
Well, I mean, to be fair, mutants are the people that have a fight to cross the street when they have a teleporter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, someone just said how was Dazzler in the movie? Well, she was in it for like a minute or two.
That was the best scene.
When Charles lets them all underage drink.
Yeah.
At the school for idiots, which at the end they're like, what do we do to Charles who brought us all here? We give him the boot and we renamed it after the murderer. Perfect. Yep. What a perfect analogy for this goddamn franchise. Like,
yeah, it's bad.
The fact they made a day though for it.
Yeah.
They made a Dark Phoenix Day. It's a real day.
Yeah. What state was that? California?
Of course.
No. You would expect Florida though.
No, Florida doesn't do anything important when it comes to movies.
No, Florida's probably like Origins Day or something. That's what they're dying on.
It's like, but one part that I really felt off to me is like when she goes to Magneto and she asks him, how did he stop killing? And he just said, I just did because the rage wouldn't go away no matter how many people I killed. So there must be something else to do.
For like 6 years, I just stop and then start again.
Yeah, and then she's all, well, I don't understand. Like, technically, he just told you that you killing because you have all this unbridled rage is not going. It's not going to go away from you killing people. So you're probably going to have to do something else.
But speaking of trash OSHA, the scene where they're fighting over the helicopter has to be the best thing ever filmed.
It's
so fun.
Then screaming into a fan for like 10 seconds straight and...
Well, I'm surprised he didn't shard himself. So.
I mean, he probably did. No. But it's so bad. Like, there's a thing about power visualization in these movies, and they never do it. And you're literally just seeing two people screaming to nothing.
Uh-huh.
And it's just bad.
And on top of that, when they're at Genosha, right, we're told it's like, oh, the U.S. government just gave us this piece of land to live on. I'm just like, dude, you're a known terrorist. You literally attacked the White House. Like,
yeah.
You dropped the Coliseum or something on it. Like, what?
Charles has connections.
Well, don't forget, at the end of the movie, Genosha is up for Charles's living as well, because Magneto's like, old friend, come live with me. We're going to live in terrorist land.
And actually, no, Charles doesn't have connection, because the president cuts him off and he panics. It's like, you can read people's minds from, like, anywhere. Why are you panicking?
Because they don't understand the characters they have been writing for the past 18, however many freaking years.
Also, don't forget, now there's a third version of Blink in the X-Men film continuity, because there's the original one from Days of Future Past, there's the one in Gifted, and there was one in this that shows up during the underage drinking scene.
Remember.
Is it?
Oh, no, yeah, because there's...
Because she blinks them in with her purple teleporter.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Well, I mean, I don't blame you. You were.
I think I was looking at my phone at that point.
No,
just like,
yeah, because it was only there for like a couple seconds.
Yeah, that's how Jean and Cyclops got into the party.
And then Storm becomes Iceman for a reason unexplained.
Oh my! That entire space sequence was so bad.
I mean, even just like making ice cubes in her hand, like how?
I like how they only gave her frost powers and lightning.
It's technically possible because she just used the water molecules because she can control what was it.
But like perfect ice cubes in her hand.
She probably wouldn't be able to make perfect ice cubes, but she'd be able to.
That's also how she used space atmosphere in the space shuttle.
Yeah. Also, let's just talk about that space bit because I don't know where, like, what they were thinking at all. Because like they shoot this thing to stop it spinning, which would just make it spin the other direction because it's space. Then they teleport in there, and somehow Quicksilver can run in zero gravity. I don't know. But then they freeze the windows after they're in there, so they should have died anyway. But then when they come back, they duct tape a helmet to Nightcrawler's suit, and somehow that stops everything. His hands are still out in space, and his tail, and he doesn't freeze. I don't know. No.
Just don't question it. They obviously have no idea anything about space logic.
Yeah, I was honestly trying to figure out how the hell Quicksilver's running in zero G.
Yeah.
That was my question. I was like, wait a second, like that's not how that works.
No, you know, especially for a guy who then breaks a leg later on. Technically being in the air
when he like slips and like twists his toe.
Yeah.
And then he's gone and down for the count for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, for most movie that comes back at the end.
Every time he's in one of these X-Men movies, like literally after the first act, they find a reason not to bring him back after he does his one scene.
I think this time it was reshoots. He couldn't do it.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, he was shooting American Horror Story, so...
I say he couldn't do it. He's like, nah, I got better things to do.
But what are you going to do? Sit at home. Oh, yeah, that explains it.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, God, it's...
Honestly, I don't know what to say. This movie was just, like... At least when I watch Origins or X3... Okay, so let me start with X3. At least when I watch X3, like, it has Patrick Stewart, you know, so it's like... a cast that's at least competent, right?
Kelsey Grammer.
Right, even though they took care of some of them. If I watch Origins, at least it has Hugh Jackman and they're just having a ridiculous amount of stupid fun. If I watch Apocalypse, it's god-awful, but it's progressing where they left off in the last movie somewhat. This one, it was like devoid of any joy and pleasure. Like, it was just kind of like moving, I don't even know. Like, it was just boring. Like that's a crime, just making a boring film. Like that's worse than making a bad film, because a bad film can be entertaining. This was just a boring film. Like
but it was bad as well.
Well, that too, yeah.
It's like a double whammy.
The fact that the actors didn't look like they were happy to be there, and then you have them doing interviews, like the girl who's playing Jean, Sophie, I can't remember her last name.
Sophie Turner.
Yeah, so she sat there and she even stated, There was a lot better actresses who know what they're doing, and they went with me because I have more Facebook and Twitter followers. Like, she admitted that's why she was chosen. I'm like, that's not how you pick an actor or actress unless it's like a rom-com kind of movie that then they can use social media to just kind of help with it.
We know this film exists for one reason. They were like, we just got to hold on to these rights in case the thing doesn't go through with Disney, which they were already discussing at the time. So it's like, well, I mean, you probably shouldn't have made it.
No. So then where do they lead off from here? Because now New Mutants is going to be Disney made.
So I'm going to be real with you. After this bomb, I don't think they release New Mutants in theaters anymore.
I think they have to.
Do you, though?
But Disney's the one doing the reshoots and the re-editing and everything.
Because I wouldn't let Kimberg touch it because, like...
Oh, no, he's gone. He's done. But, like, I don't know. It's a weird one because investors would have lost money on this either way.
Uh-huh.
So you didn't have to release this one. I mean, they could very well be like, look, you're not going to get your money back, so here's just something... here's a little, not contingency, but like we just won't put it out and be in the vault forever. But I don't know. I think investors' sake, they have to put it out somehow, somewhere.
Yeah.
I feel the investors now are looking at all of these actors and actresses that were in this movie and being like, "Yeah, I'm not going to back the next movie you're in."
Yeah, this has hurt some people's careers. Like,
I mean, it hurts the brand.
Oh God, yeah.
Like, thankfully, no one's seen this thing apart from us.
Yeah.
But, like, if people did, like, no one wants an X-Men movie after this.
No.
Like, the X-Men fans on Twitter, nowhere.
Like,
haven't seen a single one.
Even a lot of those guys with, like, the red X's in their names, you know, those guys that have been stalking everybody and just being, like, the absolute toxic fandom of the X-Men, even they're slowly disappearing. They're just like, ooh, no, I don't want this.
You mean the ones who were reposting those Twitter quotes to try and get people to watch that Dark Phoenix instead of that Pets movie?
Yep. But no, it's bad.
Yeah. Like, I guess the best thing I could say about this movie is that it ends the franchise. That's literally the best takeaway I can give you. Like,
this is the end.
That goddamn trailer.
That song is, like, I laughed every time that the trailer would happen because anytime it would say, this is the end, I'm like, yes, thank God it is.
Here's the thing. I will watch this movie one more time for the audio commentary, and I will never touch it again. It's debatable if I'm going to... Well, no, I own Apocalypse, and that was $3.
I was gonna say, let's be honest here. Like, let's be honest. You're gonna buy it,
but that doesn't mean we're gonna watch it.
You still gave them the money though,
and I'm calling in a sick day in advance. I will not be here during X-Men. Dark Phoenix.
No. If we have to watch it, you have to watch it.
I went through Suicide Squad.
For old time's sake, I'm just gonna bring on Sean and be like, you have to solo this one. You have to Dylan dog the hell out of this one. 6 attempts, go.
For one night only.
One night only. So that's our spoilercast on Dark Phoenix. I don't know what the hell there was to talk about, but we stretched this to somewhat of a topic. So hopefully, if you sat through this, let us know why you did. If you sat through the movie, even I don't know.
If you actually liked the movie.
God damn. Well, we're just gonna move on to the main show after this. Thanks for listening, everybody.